So I have my younger brother, Kyle, here with me today.
Hello.
We're 10 years apart, and I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, but we moved here when you were how old?
I was 9 years old when we moved here.
So I thought it would be fun to do a video on what it was like to grow up in Mount Pleasant. You down?
I'm down for that.
I got my list of questions. So first one is, what was it like to grow up in Mount Pleasant in general?
So growing up in Mount Pleasant and Charleston, it's really easy to meet people because you're always like doing activities that are associated with the area. So, I mean, there's a lot of water around here. The ocean is fun. You can surf. You can go to the beach. We live like 15 minutes from the beach here, so I've met a lot of people just surfing and even going to school here. There's a lot of people that have similar interests, and you can bond over fishing or the ocean, and that's how I've met a lot of my friends.
I guess that kind of answers my next question, which was, what was your favorite part about growing up here? I guess that's being close to the water, maybe?
I would definitely say being close to the water, and if you can own a boat here, that's definitely the move because you can go offshore. And fishing here offshore is some of the best, probably on the East Coast, in my opinion.
Yeah, having a boat is key, but even better is knowing someone who has a boat, so you don't have to pay for it
That's
yourself.
true.
What was your least favorite part about growing up here?
Well, I'd have to say my least favorite part is the humidity and heat here, but even then I would still pick summer year-round if I could.
You kind of already answered this too, but I said, what kind of things did you do for fun as a kid and now as a young adult?
As a kid, I would definitely spend a lot of time outside. I would even build forts in the woods around here and just like go to the beach, like I said, with my friends, do stuff like that.
Kyle's even been known to go out to this island and camp on it. Okay, my next question is, how would you describe the people here? Like friends, neighbors, general vibe of people?
I would say the people here are generally very nice, and there's kind of like a slower way about things, and that's what people say about the South, which I don't see too much of that. It's not in like a bad way, but people are like slower to react, and people are just more friendly and kind of go about things more lackadaisical. So.
Yeah, totally. The next question is, how was your school experience? And for context, you went to Carolina Park Elementary School.
Yeah, I went to Carolina Park, and then I went to Cario. I also went to Pinckney before that, and then I went to Wando for high school.
And our mom actually teaches math at Wando. So yeah, what was your school experience like there?
So even my first day of school here, I met one of my friends who I'm still friends with, and that was like 8 years ago, and we still talk a lot. So I've definitely met most of my really good friends through school here, and I think that's how you're gonna end up meeting people if you're growing up in Charleston.
So you think it's a good education?
I do. There's like a pretty fair range of things, especially at Wando. You could do things really easily, kind of lay back, or you could challenge yourself a lot and take college courses early. I do think the high schools around here are very good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm jealous of the high school he got to go to. They have one of the best marching bands in like the Southeast. They're always winning awards. Really good sports programs, and they have like a college building, or what's it called?
They have the Center for Advanced Studies, which has special classes for like engineering and math and stuff like that.
So did you feel prepared for college and the real world, I suppose, after high school?
I guess we'll see, because I'm going to college tomorrow, but I feel prepared and I'm definitely excited. I think high school prepared me well.
Were there good opportunities for scholarships, internships, and special programs?
Yeah, there were. When you get to high school, there's clubs you can join, all sorts of opportunities you can create for yourself. I got some good scholarships for the school I'm going to, which is USC. And if you stay in state, you can get really good scholarships. Even if you go out of state, you can always challenge yourself here, get really good scholarships, get money off your college, avoid student loans, stuff like that.
How easy was it to get a part-time job here in high school?
There's a large market for part-time jobs here, and if you go to any restaurant or anywhere near the beach, there's always people my age working there, and most of the time it's pretty easy to get a job around here.
Did you feel safe growing up here?
Yeah, for sure. One of the safest areas I've ever seen. Especially when I travel to cities, I just think about Charleston.
Do you think it's affordable in the Charleston area in general for young adults, or do you feel priced out?
Yeah, I don't really have a good reference for like cost of living, but I would say it's pretty similar to other areas when I do travel, and like even going to Columbia. The prices are pretty similar. Sure, the housing and like rent prices of Charleston are fairly high, but everything else is not too bad for the area or being on the coast.
Would you want to move back here as an adult? Why or why not?
I would want to move back here as an adult, mostly because of my family, but I do love being near the water, like I said, and if I could own a boat, it would probably be in Charleston.
Nice. Well, I'm biased. I want you back in Charleston. The last question I have is, if you could change one thing about the area, what would it be?
So if I could change one thing about the area here, I would say make the waves bigger, because I try to surf around here. sometimes it's a little disappointing, the East Coast waves. But
Yeah, my husband would agree, being from California.
you get the occasional storm surge though, where a hurricane comes in and you can surf those waves before the hurricane actually gets here.
Which our mom loves. What advice would you give parents thinking about raising kids in Mount Pleasant?
I think it's a good idea to raise kids here. The school system's actually decent, especially the high schools are really good. And then just opportunities for kids to branch out and meet people, join youth groups, join like sports and athletics. I think it's a very good area for that.
Well, that's everything I have on my list of questions, but if you have any questions you want me to ask Kyle, I'm happy to relay it. And everybody wish him good luck. His first year at USC, he'll be a freshman, so it's very bittersweet. We'll be moving him into his dorm tomorrow, and I'll be very sad, but we'll visit him because it's only 2 hours away. But yeah, thanks Kyle. Thanks for doing this with me.